Madam Chairwoman, Commissioners, my name is Richard Grome, and I am here representing East Cobb Civic Association and to present ECCA's comments on Chapter 122. ECCA has given the BOC written recommendations and requests that this chapter of the code be held until some changes and issues have been resolved. For example, Section 122.301, we believe that definitions should be consistent throughout the code to avoid confusion. Section 122.304, scope of responsibility. It now says that the stormwater, that the county water system may provide stormwater services. Well, considering how much we're paying, we think that should be shall provide stormwater services. Section 122.305. I know what Ms. Jones interpreted the code, the proposed code to say. Unfortunately, that's not what it says, at least not what I've read. First of all, is putting a lien on a homeowner's property whose entire savings is that house, is that the answer? I don't think so. We're led to believe that this was just moved over from section or from Chapter 50. No, there's no place in Chapter 50 that says you can put a lien on a residential property. It says you can put the lien on a commercial or industrial property, but it does not say a residential property. Language has been added to the revenue bond issue pledging stormwater management. Okay, now it's not just for stormwater management utilities, but it's for the water system and or stormwater management utilities. Section 122.314D, which should have been little f, adjustments, the customer shall be required at their own expense to provide any required supplemental information. While the county can, but is not even required to visit the property. Gathering this information is time-consuming for the customer and could be very expensive. I called a surveyor today and said, listen, if I need an impervious surface survey done on my property, R20, for a survey, how much would it cost? $975. Okay. The county proposes not to reimburse any customer cost, even if the county is wrong. Stormwater manager makes the decision whether or not to make any adjustment to the fee. If this is appealed, then the director of the water system makes the decision. Now, we were told that after that it comes to you. Now, that's not in the code. That's not what I read in the proposed code, unless it was put in this afternoon. So it doesn't come to you.
Mr. Grove, your time's up.
We recommend this be held.
Good evening, Commissioners and Madam Chairwoman. My name is Jill Flam, and I am presenting ECCA's comments on the proposed change to Section 110, structural stormwater controls, also in our handout. In the past, stormwater facilities were included on private homeowners' property, HOA property, and even a combination of the two. Some facilities were even split between homeowners, or there were two or more different subdivisions. This did not work. Most HOAs and or homeowners do not have the expertise or money needed to maintain a facility on their property, especially with those with lakes or dams. To compound the issue, some HOAs are no longer in existence or are no longer mandatory. The solution to future problems was to have new developments put these facilities on a separate lot with access to a street. These were supposed to be turned over to the county once the county verified these were up to code by the developer. Cobb County Stormwater Management has the expertise to maintain these structures. In fact, stipulations to that effect were put into place with rezoning applications restating the code. Now we are learning that this never happened in a lot of cases. Why not? What group in Cobb County was responsible for making sure this happened before development was completed? Was there a procedure in place? Or is this a case of like open space? There was no procedure to make sure it occurred, and it was by luck that it happened. Now the county wants to go back to the old way of requiring HOAs to bear the responsibility and expense of maintaining stormwater facilities. These HOAs could be as small as 3 homes. The safeguard to make sure this happens is the requirement that a mandatory HOA be established that spells out in its covenants that the HOA is responsible for maintaining the stormwater, as well as giving them the authority to collect money to do so. Who in the county is going to look at the covenants, make sure they contain the appropriate language and are filed? Who in the county is going to make sure adequate fees are collected for stormwater management? The county has said they do not enforce HOA covenants. Are they going to do so now? Or is the county planning on using the legal system as a way to force property owners' HOAs to comply? What happens if the HOA ceases to exist? Who will the county require to maintain these facilities? ECCA recommends that the section be removed. Having HOA or homeowners maintain stormwater facilities has not worked in the past, and there are no guarantees that it will in the future. We recommend that the current code remain and internal procedures be established, guaranteeing that developers turn over detention facilities to the county prior to any building permits being issued for the project. Thank you.